Hey kid, do you want to watch a movie that works about as good as our equipment?
Only if I get to go for a cool motorcycle ride.
Hop on, let's go.
You ready to talk some movies, Brennan?
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's go! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth! Corrupted youth!
Hi, welcome to the Corrupted Youth Podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Brennan.
We're a father and son duo that covers the latest blockbusters, classic genre films, and the schlockiest of golden age VHS rental store flicks in spoiler-heavy fashion. And I didn't use notes. Boy, oh boy. Wow. Well, I suppose before we get into everything that's going to happen, we have an announcement to make.
Woo.
We had just recently done our live drawing for the Summer Slasher Camp in the Dongle Den. Nobody was waiting for it. We just threw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But we did it, and thanks to all the dongles who submitted a movie. Nobody voted on anything. It was just submissions, but that worked out just fine too. It was just one big drawing, and that's it. So nobody pulled any favorites or anything like that. And the movies that were selected were Silent Madness, submitted by Court, Mardi Gras Massacre, submitted by Pete, and Just Before Dawn, submitted by Court. So congratulations to Court as well, because he is the winner of the Summer Slasher Camp t-shirt.
Way to go.
Yeah. I mean, he did put in the majority of the submission, so extra big thank you to him and to Pete and to Richard and to Stacy, who all also contributed to our movie selections. We could expect those to show up when, Brennan?
The movies?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we got Silent Madness will be in June, Mardi Gras Massacre for July, and we're going to wrap things up with Just Before Dawn in August.
Yay! I'm excited. I will not reveal if I have watched any of these movies. It's a possibility. You never know.
Oh.
But we'll find out. As it goes, we will also be putting these up against our checklists to make sure that they do qualify as slashers. I'm not worried about it this year.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, should be fun. Looking forward to it. That's it for that. Moving on. What are we covering today, Brennan?
Today we are covering the classic Vanilla Ice feature, Cool as Ice.
Ooh, a whole healthy dose of 1991.
That's right, a whole lot of it.
There may not be another movie that screams, I was made in 1991 more than this.
Yeah, it never stops.
Never lets up.
Nope.
Normally we would cover some IMDb info regarding this movie, but IMDb is down. So
terrible timing.
Hey, you know what? It's probably everybody doing their podcast today. So we're going to resort to Wikipedia.
Ugh.
Gross. Not that IMDb is some great bastion of information, but it's pretty handy.
And also Wikipedia has gotten far better in the past 5 years even.
I still use it.
Yeah. I'll read off the description here. Cool as Ice is a 1991 American romantic musical comedy film directed by David Kellogg, written by David Sten, and starring rapper Vanilla Ice in his future film debut. The plot focuses on Johnny Van Owen, a freewheeling motorcycle riding rapper who arrives in a small town and meets Kathy, an honor student who catches his eye. Meanwhile, Kathy's father, who is in witness protection, is found by the corrupt police officers he escaped from years ago.
You know what? I'm happy to say that we don't need to talk about this movie now. You got it all.
That's
Thanks.
pretty much it. Yeah.
You probably would not know any of the actors involved with this.
Nope.
Offhand anyway. to go, yeah, I recognize that guy or anything like that. No information on David Kellogg. I'm assuming that he died in a surge accident. A tanker full of surge tipped over on the highway, eliminating David Kellogg, and the 90s cried. Ooh, hey, here's some information for you. The budget was $6 million. It made 1.2.
Oh, wow.
So, hey, what do you know? The cast is Vanilla Ice as Johnny Van Owen. Really? Because I think we were like 59 minutes into the movie, and it's like, did they even mention his name?
Yeah.
Like, I thought earlier when she said Johnny, I thought it was so muffled, I couldn't hear it, and I thought she called him John Doe. So it was just like, maybe nobody knows his name? Is he just Vanilla Ice?
I thought he was Vanilla Ice most of the movie.
Yes. So then we have Kristen Minter as Kathy Winslow, Michael Gross as Gordon Winslow, and whatever else his name used to be in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Gross, he plays Gummer the Gun Nut on Tremors.
Oh.
And he was also famous for being a dad on the show Family Ties, which is a super gross sitcom that I don't care about. I just did not like it. Michael J. Fox could not make me entertained in that show.
Dang.
But yeah, so his dad speech is in this. I'm like, well, of course they got him. He's like the dad. Dang, I don't really know anybody else other than Naomi Campbell, who gets a credit, and she was just the singer in the beginning of the movie.
Oh.
I mean, it's a couple character actors here and there in it, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to dig too deep into that, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I suppose, yeah, there's a trailer.
Their values are from the 50s. Their homes are from the 60s. And their music is from the 70s.
Let's start chasing.
So, are we having fun yet or what?
But now, this sleepy little town is about to become cool as ice.
Drop it. What the hell is that? Drop that zero and get with the hero.
You are the girl for me.
See you later, Dick. It's Nick. Oh, yeah. Nick.
I'll leave you never.
Sometimes I'd like to do something really well just because I never have.
You ain't true to yourself, and you ain't true to nobody.
Your love can take me higher.
I want you to stay away from him.
He's not what you think he is. My brother's been kidnapped.
What we want, Jim, is a little collection on an old IOU. You're the I, and we're the you.
You're all wrong. He didn't do anything.
Come on, get on!
How can you know that, Catherine?
I trust him, Dad.
Vanilla Ice is going to take an uncool world and chill it to the bone.
Well, I hope you like being a biker chick, because you're not going to see me or my car again. Imagine that.
From Universal Pictures, Cool as Ice.
There it goes. Cool as ice. Yep.
So we to hear Vanilla Ice talk like that for an entire movie.
I've got some fun things to say about that. Yeah, I doubt there's a lot of people listening to this who don't know who Vanilla Ice is, but just in case, he was the most basic I could put it is he's like the tackiest white guy rapper that existed at the time, and he was a big hit. He was a big star for just a hot second. I mean, his Ice Ice Baby song was a big hit. He probably had some other songs that might have gotten somewhat famous. He was in Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, as himself.
I forgot about that. I hope that... Oh, too bad he wasn't playing Vanilla Ice in this movie.
Yeah, he feels very much like a character in this.
Yeah.
like his entire persona, like a Mr. T. I kept thinking of Mr. T.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because Mr. T always plays Mr. T.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of nothing wrong with that, but it really limited what roles Mr. T could play eventually, because he's just Mr. T, even if they call him something else.
Yeah, and Vanilla Ice too, like, he was always doing something. Like, there was never a dull moment where his character was just neutral. He's always making some face. He's always saying some dumb line or walking weird. Like, he can't just, like, sit down in a chair. He has to, like, sit down in a chair really cool.
Exactly. And my thought was, no normal human behaves like this.
Not at all.
Not in a lot of these scenarios. And if they do, I don't know. I can't believe anybody could be
that cool.
No, that dumb. You know, he's never gonna listen to this, so time to break the ice. I'm not gonna get into a whole lot of ice puns here. As is this movie is wont to do. It's a lot of filler.
Yeah.
Thanks for picking this out, Brennan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's Brennan's birthday month, by the way, so.
Yes, this is my birthday pick.
What better way to celebrate a birthday?
Right.
But yeah, it starts off pretty much a music video.
Yeah, 5-minute music video right off the bat.
Oh yeah, and that's where Naomi Campbell's in it, and that's I don't know. I mean, I guess it tells you about him. He's a rapper. He's Vanilla Ice.
He is Vanilla Ice.
I can't wrap my head around this being an alternate universe where some guy is a Vanilla Ice, but not actually Vanilla Ice.
That is weird to think about. Yeah,
they should have just made him Vanilla Ice. He can still be fake.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna believe any of this is real.
Was he really playing with Naomi Campbell? Is he that famous?
Oh, you know, the funny thing is though, is that like for that whole video, he's basically by himself.
Yeah, it just keeps on cutting to a crowd.
Or other people doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just him
alone.
Flailing around like one of those air guys.
Oh, outside of like a car.
Yeah, just flopping around.
Yeah.
Just like a fan on some spaghetti.
Couldn't tell if he was actually good at dancing some of those times either. It's like, was that impressive or was that bad?
I don't know. But I mean, it's him. It's just him, and I just don't ever feel that he's ever genuine at anything he does.
Yeah.
Even as a performer.
Yeah.
It all feels like a weird act that he's just not good at. I feel everything else around him lifts him up. I don't know a lot of his history. I mean, I somehow doubt he came from some really hard streets.
He didn't. I know that he definitely didn't earn a lot of things in his life. I would be surprised if he wrote all of his raps, sort of thing, you know?
Oh.
Like, he probably had a ghostwriter and probably had like a lot of money to like daddy's money to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to be cool. Like, he really wanted to be cool really bad.
Spent a lot of daddy's money on some haircuts.
Yeah, he did. And a lot on that hairspray too.
Yeah, and then for some reason, after they get done with this whole show that he does, I mean, he gets some girl's phone number, and it's Monique. Like, how do I remember her name? How does Monique get a name?
Gets name dropped probably more than any other character.
More than he does in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. And this is her only scene, so. But him and his, oh God, I don't want to call him a posse, because I feel like he's just not worthy of a posse.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna guess, like, I don't know, his crew, I guess.
That's fair.
Like actual crew, like they do work with him. The people that uplift him. They're just on a country ride on their crotch rockets, just cruising through the country for no reason.
They're like, yo, let's cruise through this old dumb town. That's probably what they said.
That's definitely what he probably said. But yeah, they see a girl who's riding a horse, and he decides to race them. And then also, because, okay, so when he was racing them, I thought, what are you doing? You're going to spook that horse, and this girl's going to get thrown off and trampled.
Yeah, it's my same thought.
But so he thinks it's a better idea to jump the fence. What he jumps off of, who knows? He can just make a motorcycle jump. He jumps the fence, lands basically in front of the horse and spooks it, and she gets thrown off. And I was like, see, that's what you get. That's what you get. And he just is enamored with this girl right away because somebody wrote that to happen.
Yeah.
That's how I feel
Yeah,
all of this is.
Yeah.
And I hate it when I can't have that level of belief and get into it.
It was kind of fun too because the girl was like not cool with him.
Oh yeah, she's totally not into him.
Like she didn't play into any of his games right away.
As any normal human would.
Yeah, she reacted pretty normal.
Yeah. So then when they ride in the town, one of the member of the crew, his bike breaks down, and they just stop in the road right downtown in this town.
Move. Pull off to the side.
I'm sorry. A, it's just rude.
Yeah.
And B, nobody would actually do that.
Yeah.
Any normal person would go, oh, well, just push the bike off to the side and we'll figure it out. We'll take a look at it.
It was right before an intersection, too.
Yes, because you know what? I'm not buying it because they're from a city. They just came from a city. You would not do that and say downtown LA.
No.
Not a chance. They would know better than to just sit in a street.
Yeah. Well, they're also pretty dumb, so...
Well, we know he's dumb, but we don't know about anybody else because they don't get any character development.
That is very true.
They're barely people in this movie. Why they're even in there, I don't know. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
They don't really do much.
Yeah, they
anything.
actually don't do anything. I thought about it.
It's like they just had them hang out with black people to look cooler.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's, like,
that's no joke.
I mean, maybe they were actual friends in real life. I have no idea, but I'm not buying it in this movie.
They seemed like they were acting.
Oh, for sure. And then when people are beeping their horns and stuff, which would happen in a city, and it's like the one guy sees like that they're black, and then he's like, "Gulp," and like hides in his car, like he just, ugh. I was like, wow, come on, like really?
I thought it was just because they were scary bikers.
Oh, is
they
that
were
what you
intimidating. Yeah, they gave him like a stare.
That's not what I took away
from
from
the
it.
race.
Oh, because they're the only black people in this entire town. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I guess they're city people, I guess, is the best way to describe them. Not of that small town.
Yeah, they're definitely outsiders.
I mean, there's so many clips of people just gawking and rubbernecking.
Yeah.
Which, if it's ever happened to you, it really kind of looks like that. Even though it's being over dramatic in the way that it's done. But anyway, Vanilla Ice and his crew just happened to be going down a street, towing the bike behind another bike, and they run into zany couple who are mechanics.
They called, apparently. They set up an appointment.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because the dude was like, oh, you're late.
Oh, I thought they just showed up somewhere and he was trying to buy the bike off of them.
Yeah, he was trying to buy the bike off of them.
Oh, man, that would have solved this movie's problems.
Yeah, it would have.
What did you think of the zany couple who apparently live in some type of Pee-wee's Playhouse garage?
Thought they were annoying. Thought their big, dumb house thingy was stupid. They should have fixed that bike faster. They seemed really bad at their jobs.
Oh, that guy took the whole thing apart.
Whole thing apart. Whole thing. And we got a movie because of that.
Yes.
It's his
I mean,
fault.
I guess they needed some excuse to not be able to leave town right away.
Yeah. They were an excuse. Yeah, that's pretty much what they were.
I got the impression that they were kind of playing them like they were mentally disabled.
Yeah.
And it was really uncomfortable. At least the guy, anyway. The wife, questionable. But yeah, they were... I don't know what type of direction they received. But yeah, who lives down the street? It's Kathy.
Yeah, it just so happens to live down the street.
Like half a block away, it seems.
Yeah.
And she's got a boyfriend, Nick, they just ripped a generic rich boyfriend out of some 80s movie and just poorly copied him into this.
Yeah. Only the most basic traits survived.
I mean, it's 1991. They stopped growing those guys in a lab. I mean, they're making newer models.
Yeah.
And yeah, we also meet her family. And when it goes inside the house, I made the comment that this movie was directed by a Sega Genesis. Because it was that kind of like zany, wacky camera angles, and everybody's a little goofy, and it's for the kids. Whoa!
It's fast motion, we're zooming around, different people.
Mhm. Early Extreme days.
Yeah.
Like, kids are going to love this.
That was annoying. That was...
I'm guessing the director also recorded music videos.
Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking the same thing.
It feels like a demo tape. Like, hey, look what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I could do all these different things, except to get Vanilla Ice to act.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, then it turns out that the daughter ends up on TV because she does really well in school. And that's newsworthy.
And her horse thing, too.
Yeah. And then her dad ended up on the interview. And some guy in some bar recognizes the dad. So we know that there's going to be trouble because who's just hanging out in a bar in the middle of the day? That guy can't be any good, right?
It was interesting because it would cut between the family watching, Vanilla Ice and his crew watching, and then the obvious bad guys watching, all for the same news broadcast. So if it weren't for that news broadcast, this movie would have never happened.
You're not wrong. Oh, also Vanilla Ice steals her, what he thinks is a little black book, and it's just her organizer, which has her paycheck in it too.
Yeah.
She brings that up. He never mentions it.
And scholarship papers, she said. So that sounds really important.
That's really irresponsible of him.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he opened it up, he should have been like, oh, damn, girl. Sorry I stole this. Let me return it. But no, he just hangs on to it. And he actually goes to her house, too.
Yeah, because he just sees that she's a half a block away.
And clearly, like, being all Vanilla Ice, just... the parents seem like a little off-put by him. At least the mom does. But the little brother obviously thinks that he's cool.
Yeah, I like how he called him Slick. He said, yo, Slick. That was funny.
But the little brother is, hands down, the coolest character in this.
Easily, yeah.
Because what does he do? He just is a little kid. He likes to play Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
Like at one point in time when you can hear the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, he's playing Mario 3.
Yeah. It was like way better movie happening.
Mm-hmm. And then he's playing football. NES football.
Kathy, who he decides he's going to call Kat, goes off to the Sugar Shack. And that's where we get the Sugar Shack shake-up. What's happening at the Sugar Shack, Brennan?
It seems to be a whole lot of people standing around and a really bad band playing. A really terrible band. But thankfully, Vanilla Ice is there.
Everybody in this place, they dress them up like they were out-of-date dorks.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah. There was a couple black people there, and they were very dorky. They looked like they were from the 70s. They looked like, one guy looked like he was dressed like Rerun from What's Happening.
And all the while, Vanilla Ice is just stalking his way through the crowd, looking for Kat. Just like the Terminator, just like those dark sunglasses, just staring at people. It's weird.
Beatboxing to himself. He actually did that once in the movie, and it was so dumb. It's like, please don't. I'm guessing this is not like a beer bar or anything. That's still, I think those were all done by 91. So it was probably just a youth hangout. You know,
There was alcohol there.
Was there?
Yeah, because the boyfriend offered to get Kathy a drink.
Oh, no, he had his own bottle of booze that he brought with him.
Oh,
Because, yeah, he's going to drink.
he's got a drink.
I mean, this movie is PG.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I don't know. I would have thought they would have gone for a PG-13. Might have made for a better movie.
Maybe they just never watched it.
I think maybe they made this for babies. Seriously. Like, kids Tommy's age in this movie, you know? Like, they're just 8.
They're just amazed. They think Vanilla Ice is like the coolest guy.
Oh, yeah. And probably teenage girls who
Like him?
think he's hunky.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you like a man who has a brick for a face, not all of his eyebrows. At least I don't think he had a rat tail, though. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, but he had that dumb, like, brick pattern
Oh, yeah.
in his hair. That was stupid.
It was to match his face. And then the lightning bolt in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Turns out the dad gets a call. He's got 24 hours to give those thugs $500,000 for reasons they don't really say.
Where did he get the money?
We just know that he knows them.
He knows them and that they want money.
Yes.
In 24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Keep that in mind.
Just a day.
Yeah. But we also find out that Nick really is a dick. That's an ongoing theme in this movie. Nick is a dick. And being like, we can only assume he's drunk at this point, but he gets mad because Vanilla Ice is way cooler than he is. And Kathy's interested in Vanilla Ice since he rapped at the Sugar Shack. And then he like starts manhandling her at his car and she just walks away. He just lets her do it in the middle of the night.
And then she almost gets like kidnapped.
Well, there's also that truck that was filled with toxic waste or whatever on the street.
Yeah.
And I was like, because she was just walking in the street and it said, oh, it's going to make her a toxic Avenger. Would have been a better movie.
Would have been.
But that didn't happen. Yeah, but the thugs are just driving behind her super slow for who knows how long because she's just in the road. Then we get a Vanilla Ice Machina because he just like peels in front of them and stops and is like, get on. And they drive off.
Never gets mentioned again.
Because why? So she gets dropped off at the house. Then there's a weird, awkward chat where her dad has to tell her everything about what's happening. Or does he do that later? I guess it really doesn't matter.
Not really. Those are two different plot lines. There's like the family drama, and then there's Vanilla Ice falling in love, and those are pretty separate from the entire movie.
Yeah, but then we see that Nick and some of his cronies are smashing up a bike that is not Vanilla Ice's. It's his friend's. So Vanilla Ice just beats them up.
In a horribly choreographed fight, too.
Dude.
That is one of the worst.
Okay. You can kind of like critique whether or not Vanilla Ice can truly dance, but he must be able to learn some type of choreography.
Yeah.
This fight scene is awful. It is one of the slowest fight scenes. And just to make him look good.
And he doesn't.
No. And they were a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's in his 20s. He's an adult.
Yeah.
And he just beat up a bunch of high schoolers. Which later it said that Nick was hospitalized.
Like, that's not cheap.
No, there's no police involvement or anything. It just happened. Like 5 guys maybe.
Yeah, even when Kat learns about that, she isn't even like all that mad for a while. She seemed a little grumpy, but yeah, no consequences.
Yeah, and then Kat's all worried in her room, clicking the light on and off. It's like this is a montage movie. There's this weird little montages everywhere. So it's like her not being able to sleep. And then like a truck hitting you, she wakes up to Vanilla Ice in her bed. Why is he in her room?
It starts with a shot of her just like waking up naturally, and a hand comes in out of frame holding an ice cube and just slips it into her mouth.
What?
And then it just cuts back and there's Vanilla Ice just chilling in her bed.
No. I'm sorry, even 1991, that is just not
Craziness.
Oh, but she does get her organizer back, so
yeah,
that plot line is now done.
Thankfully.
And she's gonna like open up her shirt to him in the room.
Yeah.
And then Tommy comes in and interrupts.
Thank God.
And is like, oh, you guys were gonna make the sex or something awkward like that.
Something dumb.
What the heck, man? And then he's like changing his clothes. Where did all these clothes come from?
So many outfit changes.
Where did they come from? He's not buying them in that town. Otherwise, those kids would look cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Where is he getting these clothes?
We see what he rolls into town on.
Yes.
No room for anything.
No.
Maybe a small storage.
Well, that jacket was pretty puffy, so maybe it was just all his clothes stuffed in it. Like in the sleeves and stuff, he's just like folding up all those like Stussy shirts and just packing them in. Like he unzips that, and that's like a sleeping bag too. And then he's got his weird leather jacket with words on it.
There's a whole like glasses compartment, bunch of different sunglasses.
Meanwhile, his friends are wearing the same clothes the entire time.
The entire time, yeah.
Oh yeah, because the movie does cut back to them on occasion, just to keep you updated that they're just hanging out.
That one guy makes a weird sandwich.
Yeah, they're weird. Whoa,
Whoa, look at she's dancing in the middle of the street.
Oh, this room looks kind of hazy. Do you think that maybe they had the marijuana? Shrug, who knows?
PG. They
probably got it from that weird couple.
Honestly, yeah, that would explain a lot.
It would explain a lot. Yeah, then there's this like, oh man, one of like 5,000 bike rides in this movie that they go on. That's just a huge montage. I don't even know. It's going to take us longer to get through this movie than the movie. They go to a construction site.
They run around that construction site. I wish Vanilla Ice would just like fall into like a pit there, you know, because those are like really dangerous places to be. Bunch of like nail heads sticking out and stuff. Like,
so I know like as of recently, he's been like on a reality show where he does construction stuff.
He does home renovations.
Yes. So I'm thinking this might be where he got the idea to do that.
He just fell in love with it. He ran around that set and was like, yo, this is really cool.
Like, you actually like use hammers and build houses with wood and stuff? That's whack.
Dog, I feel like myself here.
I feel Vanilla Ice is why we get like white guys into Sublime and flat brimmed hats, and I'm gonna blame him for Jenkos too. Like I feel he was kind of a catalyst for really bad 90s white guy stuff.
He was the start of the era.
He ushered it in. He said, you know what? Don't be afraid to just not be yourself and to wear the dumbest things possible.
Yeah. You know all those cool, interesting fashion trends from the 80s? We're going to take all those and just ruin them all.
Neon, forget it. Actually, I don't know. I guess Neon's more 90s, I guess. But still, he doesn't wear it well.
No.
His bike doesn't wear it well. His friend's bike doesn't wear it well. I just don't like the 90s. A lot of it is just terrible.
Yeah.
It's icky. Lots of just bad things.
I would hate to be sent back in time to the 90s.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
No way.
No, I'd invent Nirvana. I could do it. You send me back in time before Nirvana. I'd do it.
It's like in the Hot Tub Time Machine when dude goes back and becomes the lead singer of Motley Crue. You just do that, but just for Nirvana.
Yeah. I'd go to a lot of Guar shows.
You'd be like, well, I can learn 3 chords.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This whole montage stuff, because they're like horse riding and playing with a hose, and he drops like dumb Vanilla Ice philosophies that I felt like they were written by like a dumb AI. You know, like when you read stuff that a dumb AI, like they were like, oh, I don't know. I had it watch like 1,000 hours of soap commercials and had it write a Batman movie.
Yeah.
But then again, like that's kind of how this whole movie is too. All the dialogue. But it's just when it's delivered from him.
Mm-hmm. None of it makes any sense either. I hate how he talks about like being yourself when he's like the farthest from. Like he's just become such an outlandish caricature.
You know, even as weird as I was when I was younger and, you know, just edgier looking and stuff and in the metal and punk, I could still behave normally around somebody's parents.
Yeah.
I could have a normal conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, my personality also was not talking like an idiot all the time. I could have easily done that just to be cool and around the parents and but no, you can just talk to people.
Chill out.
Yes.
Vanilla Ice can't chill out.
How can he not chill out? He's literally
vanilla,
ice.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's as chill as he can possibly be.
I guess so. That's not good.
Okay, so Dad's not cool with Vanilla Ice because he's under the impression that he's in association with the thugs that are after him, and
He's also...
but just out of sheer coincidence, this is like a Three's Company plot.
It is.
Just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And and we also find out, like, so the dad, he used to be a cop, but he wasn't a crooked cop. He was the honest cop whose partner was a crooked cop. And when he ratted him out, other cops got into trouble. So he had to go into witness protection, which he clearly just never called when he got into trouble. Because we all know, once you go into witness protection, they just leave you alone. They never want to hear from you again. They go, good luck, you got a new life.
Better hope they don't find you. That's what they say.
Also, avoid the news.
Yeah, don't put your face out there anywhere.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Also, witness protection from what? 2 guys?
And so that's why they need $500,000 from him, I'm guessing. So they're just blackmailing him?
No, because it's they said it's like money that they deserve.
Oh, so they must be the cops, the other 2 cops that lost their jobs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Because you could have come up with a way better storyline than this.
Streamline that.
The amount of movies around this time always just defaulted to they've run into a problem with the mafia.
Yeah.
So unless this is like a mafia-funded movie, that storyline was there. Also, like some other podcasts, we are definitely a pro-mafia show. Keep up the good work, guys. We're not saying anything bad about the mafia.
We love the mafia.
Yeah, and oh man, this movie. So when they get into an argument, Kathy and Vanilla Ice, he's just assuming that it's her dad, which it is her dad, because she's also thinking that he's with the thugs too, maybe. I'm guessing. She also has a lot on her plate.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whole lot. Her whole life is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to take in. You don't need this buffoon knocking at your door every day, wanting to go for motorcycle rides and pissing your dad off. You know? No one to say when, dude.
Yeah.
She needs some space. Maybe ask how her feelings are. Ugh. More bike riding.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just throw that in anywhere in this movie. There was a bike ride, but it's a sad bike ride.
I liked the sad bike ride.
Did you?
Yeah, it's just him by himself, all sad, riding around, doing nothing.
Mugging all the time.
Yep.
Laying around. Just looking sad or confused.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm not sure.
I mean, I suppose he would just be confused because 1 minute they're all cutesy in love. Next minute she's all cold and distant.
Do you think sometimes he's like, yo, why do clouds look like butts? And that's what he's thinking about. He's staring out into space.
What are couches made of?
What if DOG actually spelled cat?
Whoa.
I don't know. Come up with whatever dumb
third grader thought.
dumb stereotype of somebody being high on weed.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's thinking. Why did that chicken cross the road, yo? He could have just rode a bike.
Do you think she was mad at me because I tried to grab her that one time? No.
This can't possibly have anything to do with me crawling into her window while she's sleeping. Chicks love that.
Do you think maybe her dad doesn't like me because I'm a douchebag?
No way.
No way.
Oh, yeah. So Tommy decides he's going to ditch Little League to take a bike ride with Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice is like, no, man, I can't, which is the responsible thing to do. And then goes, fuck it, let's just do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least the kid had a helmet, but still, I mean, even in the 90s, I don't know. You gotta let his parents know. You gotta find out if they're okay with that, because anybody could hit you. I don't care how responsible of a driver he is. If somebody hits him, that kid's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just Tommy smeared all over the street. But after that, yeah, he just drops Tommy off at home alone, which is very 90s, though. I mean, that's not unusual. Like,
yeah.
Don't care if your parents are home or not. Bye.
He just starts playing some video games, so good on him. No Little League practice. Yeah. Perfect video game time.
I like when Kathy comes to the house because the kidnappers, the thug guys, the bad cops kidnap them. And it was like the least Home Alone scenario it could have been. Was Home Alone out by this time? Maybe not.
Maybe
Home Alone
not.
might have been 92.
Hmm.
Maybe this inspired someone.
Oh. Yeah, they watch and they're like, what if he fought back?
But like not kicked him or anything. Like
Creative about it.
like pretty much murders these guys.
They saw Vanilla Ice and they're like, you could throw a brick at him. A brick.
And but yeah, so anyways, Kathy comes home, sees the Nintendo on, and just drops her books like, oh my god. Then shuts off the TV. Oh yeah, because Vanilla Ice had broke into the house earlier and dropped the ring off that she gave him for just reasons, and he put it in her fishbowl that you hated.
That was weird.
And so then when she sees that right away, it just is sad. And I was like, oh, okay. It all seemed really weird. But then like the parents come home, right? And she says that Tommy was also like not at practice because she was supposed to pick him up.
Yeah, so she just assumed that he was with them and then didn't bother to check to see if he was home.
But the Nintendo was on. And I figured that's why she dropped the books. Like none of this worked.
Yeah.
It was very confusing.
It was. Yeah, the parents were right in going into alarm like right away. Oh yeah, and this is when Vanilla Ice walks up to the house and he sees the envelope on the ground and picks it up. So when he knocks on the door, he gives it to the dad.
Oh, keep in mind too that the 24 hours has been more than up.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
more
like,
than
I
up.
think this is days later.
Yeah.
But they're always like parked outside the house too, so I don't understand like what is happening here.
Yeah. And Vanilla Ice just came to, try to talk to Kathy and handing that envelope to the dad. The envelope was the tape that they made the kid record to get the family the ransom money. So when Vanilla Ice gives it to the dad, like, of course he's going to think that Vanilla Ice is a criminal now.
Okay, what was on the tape?
Oh yeah, so the tape, it was honestly horrifying. Like, for a brief moment, this movie got really serious, as it's this family listening in horror to what is clearly like the son being forced to read this message about how how the people, like the nice people, should give him the money so that they can see me again or whatever, and that if you don't, then you won't see me again. I'm like, oh my lord.
Yeah, and he made it seem like he just left on his own accord. Like he went willingly with them, and but he sounds really like okay with all this too, which makes it even creepier.
Well, he was obviously being forced to read.
Sure, but still, I mean, it's very obvious what's happening here. But I agree with you. It was very dark.
Yeah. And then it's just like Vanilla Ice trying to be all cool.
Yeah, and so...
Oh yeah, that's right, because Nick. Yeah. Nick shows up. Nick just happens to show up as this family is like traumatized, like reeling from this. He's like, what's wrong, guys?
It's me, Nick.
It's me, Nick.
Look, my nose is broken.
And they're like, oh, it's terrible. Tommy is missing or whatever. And he goes, I just saw him. And then lies, saying that he saw him with Vanilla Ice.
He did see him with Vanilla Ice because Tommy flipped him off.
That's right.
So they were seen together. This is not a Nick plan. Nick is just relaying what he witnessed, which this is not boding well for our hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. The misunderstanding sitcom
just thickens.
Mr. Furley overhears everything happening at the Regal Beagle and goes and tells Janet. But Kathy takes the ice. I'm leaving that in there. Kathy takes the ice to tape. And they listen to the ice. I'm feeling really punch drunk from this movie and having to talk about it. But yeah, in the background, he recognizes some banging from that was at the construction site when they arrived. Some machine was just automatically pounding something.
Yeah.
I assume that was a metaphor for sex.
But I guess they held on that for so long to get it into our dumb little bird brains. I'm honestly surprised that they had a setup that good.
Yeah. I mean, for
and
this
it's not to say that it's good at all. I'm just saying I'm surprised.
So, I mean, you know, knowing that it's at the construction site, right, is a great way for them to sneak up on crotch rockets, because we all know crotch rockets are the stealthiest of vehicles to sneak up on somebody in the night at a construction site where there's nothing else around and it's quiet, except for maybe some banging noise. And they pull up and they're like, well, gosh darn it, could this be it? We don't know. It doesn't even look like the same place.
Nope. They don't even like look around. They from where they're parked, they just look around without like actually investigating.
And for me to assume that the one thug who's like teasing Tommy with the flashlight, because Tommy's like hogtied in the corner of this room.
It looks terrifying.
It's all dark.
Yeah.
And this is like the craziest mood lighting we get other than the music video parts. Which honestly, like that first one and stuff, like it looked good.
It did look good, yeah.
It looked good.
It actually did look pretty good.
Yeah. But like this, I was like, what is going on here? Like, are they like I actually believed that they could possibly kill this kid.
They were threatening his life too, like right there. Wild.
Flashing the flashlight around in his face, and I was thinking, oh, maybe they see the flashlight up in the house.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
Which I could only assume that they did. Maybe it's, who knows?
Yeah.
They could have, like, I mean, I guess you can't ruin the surprise.
True. The great surprise.
Oh, it's totally worth it.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, because Vanilla Ice jumps through a wall on his motorcycle. Just right into the room.
Gets into the second floor somehow, or third floor. It looks like they're kind of high up.
I think they were on a hill.
Oh, just boom, right through the wall, right through that drywall. It's a miracle that Tommy was not killed.
Yeah. That would have been real unfortunate.
Tommy was just there and just gets a tire.
Yeah.
Little face smeared across the floor. Then, Vanilla Ice beats them up awkwardly. Very, very awkwardly. His punches land like a lot of the dialogue in this movie. But, hey, Ice and friends return with Tommy, and the thugs are tied to the hood of their own car. I'm not sure how that happened because everybody was on a motorcycle, but whatever. I mean, the only person who wasn't on a motorcycle was Kathy, but she didn't drive the car and she didn't ride a motorcycle herself.
Unless they left it there and they're just going to go get it later.
Maybe.
That seems like a big carpool kind of operation, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun way to just tie things up at the end.
Yeah.
But I love how the dad's just like, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Don't stay out too late. This is your boyfriend now. Even though the police are there, the police are gonna want answers. You can't just go, hey, these people actually kidnapped your son. See ya. We're gonna go to the sugar shack or wherever now. Like, I guess, like, Nick is having a problem with this for some reason. And he's like, you're going to miss me in my car and you're just going to hang out with motorcycle guy. I am full of rage and I don't know how to express myself.
Yeah, and then Vanilla Ice, like, drives away with Kathy and then stops, turns around, drives back just to jump over his car with his motorcycle, which would just wreck his car.
Right, but as we learned earlier in the movie...
Oh, that's right.
He can just jump on motorcycle.
Just jump it.
Yeah. I mean, when you're going that fast... So you know what a bunny hop is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just basically doing a bunny hop on a crotch rocket.
But like...
Jumping over fences and cars.
Yeah, like 4.5 feet in the air.
Sure.
Just...
Yeah. Why can't he?
He is Vanilla Ice.
He's the star of this movie? Yeah, he's the star. Yeah, and then you get a Another warehouse video shoot,
This time Kathy's in the crowd.
and they hug at the end. That's the only difference.
And Vanilla Ice this time was rapping like, "Yo, maybe she's the one for me. I'm gonna stop banging all the chicks because I found the one girl. She's the one."
Sorry, Monique.
Yeah, sorry, Monique.
Monique is the one who needs to learn the most valuable lesson in all of us. Don't pursue a Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Just don't. There's plenty of good men out there, or ladies, or whoever you're into. Monique, just you do you. Do right by yourself.
Also, get a real phone number. Phone numbers with 555 don't work.
Yeah.
So
And
maybe
also-
he didn't call you because that's not a real number.
Also, it didn't look like she wrote anything else.
Nope, she just wrote 555. Put it in his pocket.
Yo, you got a short phone number, baby.
He would still screw it up. His dialogue was insane in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel it was a really bad idea to hinge your entire movie on one Vanilla Ice.
especially when he can't act.
No.
You remember the part where he knocks on the door, and when he knocks, it makes the just makes like a little record.
He pounded on the door because, yeah, he just like one fists the door
Uh-huh.
with his back of his hand. And the first time it's just a thud. And the second time, yeah, it's a record scratch. They should have just done that earlier. That should have happened all the time with weird things.
That would have been hilarious.
It would have been hilariously awesome.
Yes.
Like I would have been like, no way, this is actually happening.
Uh-huh.
What a missed opportunity. I don't know. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about this?
You know, if I was sent back into the time to the 90s, I would
Okay.
make this movie better.
You would turn Vanilla Ice into the greatest personality.
Yeah, he'd be the new rising star of the 90s.
Gotcha. I feel this is they should have maybe put him in something else briefly. I mean, aside from like Ninja Turtles 2, if that, I don't remember when that came out compared to this, but it's tested the waters a little bit.
And honestly, he has the looks, like his face, like he would look good on screen. Give him the right role, give him the right character, something he could work with well.
He's a chiseled looking dude.
Yeah, like he can, and also that's a kind of a big name. I'm sure that would have some draw, but yeah, definitely don't just throw an entire movie at him.
Strangely not jacked. Like his
Yeah.
physique was like very normal
Uh-huh.
because they weren't busting him out shirtless a whole lot or anything.
Yeah,
And when he was, he just looked like a normal dude.
that was refreshing.
It really was, because now today everybody's got to go through like the weird Marvel workout and be shredded.
Yeah,
Do you even remember like the first X-Men movie, how Wolverine looked without a shirt?
yeah,
He's almost just like, I'm just a fit man.
yeah, but he looks strong.
Yes, and by the last one he was in, he's just
Chiseled, perfect.
he's like completely dehydrated. Like you can see every vein in his body.
Oh, that's right. The last one he did was Logan.
Okay, so maybe not that one, because he's old in that one. I'm just saying, just
Oh,
in
yeah,
general,
yeah.
like how it just went from one just
That is what comic book characters look like, though. Hyper muscular,
true,
very defined.
true, but they make everybody look like that.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Like Chidi on The Good Place was ripped. I feel it was almost like a joke.
Yeah.
But when he did have his shirt off, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, he was ripped. That was crazy.
Because, yeah, he probably needs to be for whatever other job he's going to apply for as an actor.
Yeah. It's almost like unrealistic body expectations.
Also placed on men.
Yeah.
It is true. It does happen.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vanilla Ice. He was really ahead of his time.
Yeah. I mean, he clearly got all the jaw I was not born with. Which, fine, I guess. You can have it, Vanilla Ice. My gift to you. I don't have anything else right at this moment. Do you? You want to move on to
Rating.
rating and recommending? Rating this by saying the word movie, and if you would recommend. Go, yo.
I feel like even saying movie isn't right. You know? Like how sometimes we'd be like, oh, this is a film because it's at such a high standard. Like, we're not going to call it a movie. This is like so low, I don't want to call it a movie. It's a movie.
I hope I picked that up on the mic.
It was a timid whisper. Was my audio description for it.
Okay. Do you recommend?
Absolutely though. Oh, absolutely. We got a 48-hour rental, so since our Amazon accounts are linked, I'm gonna try to get my roommates to watch this, or at least parts of it, because it is very entertaining. Mostly when Vanilla Ice is on screen and he's talking or doing anything, because he's just that cheesy.
Okay. I could see that. I could see we're watching with the
You could
bunch of
probably
dudes.
fast forward through like the lovey stuff too, because that's all pretty generic.
I think generic would be normal people. This has Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
There's nothing normal about anything where he's on screen.
What about you?
Oh man. We didn't bring it up earlier, but this is not my first time watching this movie. And honestly, I think my brain suppressed it so deep. Even while watching it, none of it was familiar. I just remember Vanilla Ice bike. That's pretty surface level. Anybody could pick that up through it up through any trailer or anything. So I don't know. I forget what a movie is watching this. How does movie? So that is my rating. How does movie? And I guess I gotta recommend it. I don't want to because it needs.
That's the worst part.
It needs to be witnessed. This is cursed.
It's gonna be like The Ring.
Like Dongles, please watch this movie so I don't die.
7 days from now, we're gonna be wearing like a flat brim hat.
Oh my god. My eyebrows are just lines start appearing.
Yeah.
In my eyebrows, so every time one shows up, I know I'm one day closer to turning into a Vanilla Ice.
You open up the garage door and it's just a motorcycle instead of a car.
There's some weird pattern shaved on the side of my head. Oh,
what's happening to me, yo? Yo, wait. No way I'm talking like this right now.
All my tattoos start draining up my body into my one arm, so it's all collecting to form the ice tattoo that he has. It just says ice in a weird metal shape or ice. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Don't let us turn into a Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, don't let us turn into a Vanilla Ice, please.
That's all I got. I just want to be done. Man. So hang on. Okay. We've had some technical difficulties tonight, and I was just praying that it was still recording because I would just never talk about this movie. Thank you for listening. Visit our TeePublic store. So what? You didn't win the Summer Slasher Camp T-shirt.
It was rigged.
You can't say that. It's just a bunch of dongles storm the house. There's 5 people climbing in, trying to stop the steal. Oh no. Okay. Well, visit us in the Dongle Den. That's where everybody made all the brilliant selections for our Summer Slasher Camp. There's fun memes in there. It's doing just fine. Thank you, Dongles, our devoted listeners who definitely will not be storming the house. The selection was not rigged.
No. The voting system was fair.
It was. You can come inspect the dongle sack if you'd like. There's no trick to it. And thank you to our fellow podcasters who, except for my lovely wife, Stacy, also Brennan's mom, we're all our fellow podcasters making selections for the Summer Slasher Camp.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Way to go, dudes. We appreciate it. And hang in there, Dongles.
Bye.
Stay cool as ice.
Corrupted youth. Corrupted you! Corrupted you! Corrupted you!